As I always say, you have to give credit where credit is due. Even if it's the worst possible human being, if they make a good point or they have a good idea, you have to acknowledge it and give them credit for that. And having said that, I will acknowledge that according to a Trump advisor, actually two Trump advisors, Donald Trump currently has I guess we'll call it a policy proposal that I 100% support. And in fact, it's a policy proposal that I am shocked a Democrat never came up with. And here it is. According to a Trump advisor who spoke to Axios this week, quote, "He will make their lives a living hell." But who is they? Why, Republicans in the Senate, of course. That is Trump's new plan to make the lives of Republican politicians a living hell. And again, I wholeheartedly endorse this. I think this is a great plan. I think it's hell, we should make it a law. Right? And again, kind of shocked and disappointed that Democrats did not come up with this plan while they had the power, because nobody deserves more to have their life become a living hell than the Republicans in Washington, D.C. But, of course, I kid to a degree, but yes, the Trump advisor did in fact tell Axios he is going to make their lives a living hell because they're refusing to get rid of the filibuster to override the Democrats in order to pass the continuing resolution that at this point will only go for like 2 weeks, and then we're right back in government shutdown mode. So, Trump this week on Truth Social on Tuesday put this out there. He said, "Terminate the filibuster now, end the ridiculous shutdown immediately, and then, most importantly, pass every wonderful Republican policy that we have dreamt of for years but never gotten. We will be the party that cannot be beaten, the smart party." All right. I mean, no, I think being the smart party went out the window for you guys decades ago. But here's the thing, dude. You've been passing everything you've wanted to pass. Okay? There's not a single piece of legislation that you have put forward, that Republicans have put forward this year, that you haven't gotten, other than the continuing resolution, obviously. You got your One Big Beautiful Bill Act, and the public friggin' hates it. It is literally the least popular piece of legislation in the history of legislation. It could not be less popular with the public. You've gotten everything you wanted, and you saw the results of that in Tuesday's elections. The public hates every single bit of it, and even in red states like Georgia and Virginia, they resoundingly rejected Republicans and picked Democrats instead. So, I would calm down on your let's pass every bill the Republicans have ever dreamt of, because if you do that, there's a good chance your party will never pass a bill again for the remainder of the country's life. Also, not to mention, Republicans don't want to end the filibuster, especially after Tuesday, right? Because they saw the writing on the wall. Trump saw the writing on the wall on Tuesday. People are rejecting conservatives. So if you get rid of the filibuster, there's a good chance that a year from now, Republicans are going to get their butts kicked in the midterms. I mean, I think it's a guarantee at this point, but they also risk losing the Senate. So if they lose the Senate right after they get rid of the filibuster, oh boy, that's going to be a disaster. For them, not for the country. It'd be the best thing in the world for the country. But we'd have to go through a year of hell in order to get to the good part, and I don't know if it's worth it with all the damage they could do. So, Republicans don't want to end it, even if it, obstructs Trump's agenda, because they know it's basically going to come back to bite them in about a year. Plus, even before that happened on Tuesday, they didn't have the votes to begin with to end the filibuster, so not happening. So I guess Trump's left with his plan to just make their lives a living hell. And what does living hell sound like for these people? Well, let me read you the plan. He will call them at 3 o'clock in the morning. He will blow them up in their districts. Like, what? Is he going to kill them? Like, he will blow them up. Like, the only definition I know of that would fit with what you're saying is like he is going to explode them. He will call them un-American. He will call them old creatures of a dying institution. Believe you me, he's going to make their lives just hell. Do it. You do realize that by doing this, it's not going to make people go to a MAGA candidate. It's going to make them go to a Democrat. Like, you folks genuinely are just the stupidest people to ever serve in politics. And I say that as somebody that, again, wants you to do this because it'll help the Democratic Party. But this is really what you think is going to work? Remember when Trump did that during his first term, right? When he came into office and he starts blasting Republicans for not doing what he wants them to do on Twitter at the time. And how did the 2018 midterms work for you guys? Did that work? How did all those Trump-endorsed candidates do? Because I remember doing segments at the time talking about how a Trump endorsement was a kiss of death. Most of the people he endorsed for office during his first term and even after lost. And not just like by a little bit. They got humiliated in districts where they should have won. So if Trump wants to repeat history, I'm all for it. And if he wants to make the lives of Republicans a living hell, I say go for it, because you've already made everybody else's lives a living hell as well. Hey folks, I don't know if you have noticed, but we are like this close to 1 million subscribers. We do not have much time left on this year. We are already entering the holiday seasons. I know everybody's busy. Everything in politics is crazy, but I want everybody to refocus your efforts right now. We have got to get to that 1 million subscriber mark before the end of this year. So if you are not already subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Spread the word, share the videos, get as many people as possible as you can. Not just because we want to hit 1 million subscribers, which we definitely do, but most importantly, politics, real voices talking about politics, is becoming increasingly rare. We're watching as corporate media outlet after corporate media outlet bows down to Donald Trump, universities bowing down, lawyers bowing down, giving in to his insane demands even when they are in the right. We will never do that. We are not going to stop. We are going to continue bringing the hard-hitting and sometimes fun news of the day. We're not afraid of anyone. We're not afraid to tackle any issue. So again, you want to keep this going. You want good, unfiltered news that you can easily digest and move on with your day. Subscribe to Fair and Balanced and spread the word. Get more people on board, and let's hit that 1 million subscriber mark before the end of this year.